Hi everyone. Thank you for joining today's tour to Trust and Confusion. My name is Xue Tan. I am the curator at Tai Kwun Contemporary. I'm also the co-curator for this exhibition, Trust and Confusion, with Raimundas Malosauskas. The exhibition is on the third floor. We will walk up to the third floor as we will experience the work of Pan Daijing on the way. It is a sound installation installed in the staircase of Tai Kwun Contemporary. It's an opera composition with two opera singers singing back and forth. And Pan is an artist that embraces architecture always with her work. Follow me. Right now we are at the exhibition entrance. Trust and Confusion is an unusual project of ours. It's 8 months long. It opened in May, will run till December. The exhibition has 5 episodes. Right now we are on the 2nd episode. The exhibition, in short, is centered around performance art and live art of now, and specifically of the past 10 years. It is an evolving, accumulating exhibition. At the entrance, we have a work by New Zealand artist Rusband. It is very sculptural, it is musical and performative. The work is called Instrument H, Monster Chicken. It consists of 50 brown casts that Sriwana collected of chicken bones during the lockdown time in London. The work is to be activated daily by a performer. The performer will take the instrument from the exhibition space to outdoor. As the movement goes, it creates different sound with different surfaces. After the performance, the work will return to the wall, and each day it has a different variation. So the work is always changing. On the other side of the entrance, we have a photography work by Liliana Porter. It was taken in 1973. It shows 3 hands. 2 are of the artist. The hands are intertwined. Through a simple touch, a triangle emerges. This exhibition is a lot about connecting dots, finding things together. This image takes on a different meaning at pandemic time, when touch is undermined, but it's a principle for making words. The idea of the exhibition came out 2019 when a lot happened in the city. And we thought about how art can be an active form to connect our public, our audience. Trust and confusion in this case are not the opposition sides. They are the companions for us to understand the non-binary realities and how to create association from one to another. Follow me to the big gallery space. The exhibition has 21 artists, more than 20 commissioned works. The first work we encounter is Untitled North by Felix Gonzalo Torres, who is deeply influential for many contemporary artists who are working today. His work touching meditations on love, friendship, and loss deeply rooted in the effects of the AIDS pandemic during the 1980s to 90s. This is a piece from his live stream series, one of the larger ones. Felix works mostly with ordinary objects. In this case, the light bulbs, they are everyday objects. As we look closer, we could see the individuality of each light bulb. And the artist did not give specific installation manual. For the presentation, we are changing from one episode to next episode. This is the second configuration of the work. For the first episode, we had 12 strings suspended from the ceiling, and now they are mostly down on the floor. The night room is a group exhibition situation, and I want to talk about the largest work and the invisible one. That's by American artist Sean Rusband. Sean works with molecule, that's his primary medium, to create smells that are not recognizable with referential qualities. For our exhibition, Sean created two monocules. They are contradictory in the formula. One is installed in the day room, in the large gallery, and the other one is installed in the second room, the night room. We think that smell can encapsulate memory. And with this exhibition, we would like visitors to return often and to recognize the space as a space of community through the smell. On the floor, we have a set of dice. These dice are made of early plastic, cellulose. They are laying on the ground, deteriorating, falling apart to their own destiny. They are from the collection of the late legendary American magician Ricky Jay. He collected thousands of dice. Many of them are cheating dice. We think of magic as the oldest form of art, and the contradictory relationship of the magician and spectator. The magician is to deceive us, but we want to believe the trick. We find this relationship resonating with the themes of trust and confusion. In the center of the gallery, we have a new work by Japanese artist Yukumori. Yuku creates systems that are moved by intangible energies such as sound, light, or gravity. This new work, Decomposition, we see a plate of fruit deteriorating on their own speed. The artist magnifies the water resistance in the fruit and generates a beautiful meditative music. We do hear how the fruit deteriorates through time. In the beginning of the week, when we have fresh fruit, the pitch is on the higher side, and eventually it goes deeper and deeper. So the exhibition is very much about how things are alive, how things are being activated in the space. On my back, it's a new work by Yuku. We just installed this piece last week. It's called Opula. This piece has different elements. As we see that single movement, tiny one would trigger different reactions and lights and movement. This is a work by artist Taraka Du. It's a new body of work. Tarak created 4 modules for visitors to interact with. For these 4 modules, you can connect your own device and you can play your favorite music or any music you wish to listen. Through interaction with these modules, one can listen to the music through a different process, and it transmits different material and texture into a track that you are familiar with. Tarak is an artist, explores different listening experience. On this side, we see another module. It has expanded on the wall space. The sound from the visitor would be transmitted through different materials, through the steel rod to the spinning metal chain from the ceiling. This series work are titled The Whispers. It creates a private space of the visitors and the artwork. It gives room for discovery of sound and listening. Tarak is an artist who works around modes of listening and instrument making. In the past, he has worked with deaf people, creating listening experiences for them through vibrations of sounds. Now we are looking at Liminoid. It is a sitting installation and stage designed by engineer and scenographer Celeste Bolina. The structure is inspired by the traditional Sri Lankan stupa with reference of skate park, courtroom and public square. Liminoid is a word from Latin. It means the threshold, a transition space from one to another. We want to elevate the visitors to a different viewing space in the exhibition. Visitors would go up to the installation and look at the artworks from an almost aerial angle. The performance would happen at the same time, and there's no threshold around. There is a performance happening now. We are looking at the performance of Nayoko Iti. This is a part of Nayo's work, Remain Calm. The performance is a solo dance. It happens every weekend in the afternoon. Nayo's work is inspired by the evacuation drill during his childhood in Japan.
Walk the thread.
Each weekend the performer would come to the space and they will perform the evacuation according to different disasters.
Hi, I'm Mickey. Have you heard about Still in Hong Kong? Still in Hong Kong is an artwork developed for this exhibition, and I'm still in Hong Kong. I born in Hong Kong in 1993, except the one-year exchange trip I took to Paris. I live here ever since I was born. I really enjoy my time in Paris, and I have dreamed about moving away from Hong Kong. Apart from the density, humidity, one of the reasons I would like to move away from Hong Kong is that I experience a discrepancy in culture. What was taught to me is so much different from what I experienced. However, in 2019, I experienced the helpfulness, resilience, and solidarities of Hong Kongers, and I thought to myself, I will never be able to find a group of people as good as Hong Kongers anywhere around the world, and I'm proud to be one of them. So I decided I would still stay in Hong Kong. However, I'm not sure how long I can actually stay here, and be okay with the changes. But I'm still in Hong Kong. Can I show you a still from my collection?
This is one of our major commission performance installation still in Hong Kong by artists Scarlett Yu and Xavier Lawang. They were in Hong Kong to work with 22 performers for this performance project. We are entering into the work of Nina Lapellati. It is a sound installation, and the space is tilted. Nina is an artist who works with music. For this project, Nina created 5 songs, and she worked with a group of tone-deaf people to make the recording. The 5 songs are timed to be released every 9 minutes. So whenever you are in the space, you might hear a different track. The work is about equalizing in what we do in society. From singing to be on the tune, from walking on the beach, one try to be balanced in different situations.
About losing my cloakroom ticket in the nightclub and having to wait.
I never anything but philosophical. I never anything.
In this corridor space, we have 3 works by Hong Kong artist Trevor Young. It's connecting to the day room and the night room. We call it the sunset room. The passage is made of stainless steel. The structure is inspired by the tree cage used to protect the very precious incense tree from Hong Kong. Over the years of felling, it's near extinction. 3 works deal with ideas of protection, control, and simulation of safety. Stepping into the night room is dedicated to 1 artist's work or 2 artists' work. We just finished the performance installation of Scarlett Yu and Xavier Lawang still in Hong Kong. We just installed this installation, gorgeous installation by Mexican artist Claudia Fernandez. Claudia is a fervent collector. She pays a lot of attention to artisanal and craftsmanship. She has been collecting vintage lanterns for many years, and this is a part of her collection. This work discusses the ways of assimilation and migration. Lanterns arrived Mexico in the 17th century, from China to Mexico through the Philippines. Lantern became a very important item for celebration, festival, and street life. From the beginning, the lanterns that were sent from China to Mexico had traditional calligraphy. As the 2 cultures merge, we see that more and more the colorful palette replaced the calligraphy. And Claudia's work is also a nod to the disappearance of tradition, street life, and festival. In the corner of the room, we have a retrospective in photography. For this exhibition, we are working with 3 photographers. We work with their archive to present their life through never published photos. This is a work by Lithuanian photographer Algirdas Šauskas. We have a collection of 500 never published photos taken from 1970s to 1980s. This is a very rare portrait of Lithuania during the Soviet Union time. The photos are mostly everyday life, as how we want to understand the experience of living through other people's lives. In the day room, we do have other 2 photographers, Japanese photographer Kazuki Tai and Tamiko Nishimura. Walking out of the night room, we would meet the video work by Nicolas Manga. Limit to Growth is a video work investigates the exchange of virtual currency. The project started in 2015, where the artist installed a Bitcoin mining machine in one of his exhibition space. And he used the profit made from Bitcoin mining to produce physical works, and then used the physical works, in that case was photography prints. He made a paper sculpture of the rhinestone. It's about how things transfer from one thing to another, from one form to another. Here we are back where we started. In the exhibition, there are works attempt to release at different time cycles, in a hope that whenever you come back, there is a different work. Accumulation of works will happen in the day room, and each episode we will have a different solo presentation in the night room. I want to mention that there is a performance project called The Living Books. It is a work by Norwegian choreographer Mette Edvardsen. Time has fallen asleep in the afternoon sunshine. Mette has been working with different people on a collection of books. Each performer would memorize a book from the beginning to the end. For Hong Kong, we have 4 books. There are 4 performers. They memorize a book from the beginning to the end. And you could make a booking with our librarian who's sitting at the entrance. The performance is designed to be one-to-one setting. It is about embodying literature and experience literature through voice with no material support. And in parallel of the physical exhibition, we have an online exhibition, trusting.hk, where we release works of voice by artists every Friday. Thank you for joining us today. I hope to see you in the space.